Hello and welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and tonight we have that Harry has lost his high court challenge over UK's security levels, and it's not pretty. And outlets like TMZ have been unrelenting with him. Prince Harry loses court battle over UK security. You're a commoner now. But first, I'm going to outline what is going on, and then I'm going to give you my impression about this. Prince Harry has been waging war with the British government over the fact they yanked his publicly funded security in the UK, but a judge flipped him the bird once and for all. A decision was made in the drawn out case that's been going on since 2022, with the London High Court ruling Wednesday in favor of the Home Office after Prince Harry had attempted to overturn a decision made that downgraded his level of protection across the pond. Harry's whole ride boiled down to him feeling like his family wasn't safe in the UK if they couldn't get the royal treatment in terms of security. And now it sounds like the government and the High Court are flatly telling him, "You're not a royal anymore, bro. Deal with it." But then I noticed the usual suspects like Maruchan, who cited without including a link an article that claims that the New York car chase was an actual car chase. So I need to check that out. The article says, although the couple were widely mocked by pretty much anyone who has ever sat in Manhattan traffic jam, the judgment reveals that the NYPD is sitting on enough evidence to charge two of their pursuers over the chase, despite the fact that the sausage account of their evening was questioned by everyone from a cab driver who transported the couple for a few minutes. I never felt like I was in danger. It's New York. It's safe. To the city's Mayor Eric Adams, I would find it hard to believe that there was a 2 hour high speed chase. Now, however, it has emerged in the judgment that the NYPD found that the chase in May really did happen and has concluded that the behavior of the paparazzi chasing Harry and Meghan was not just reckless, but also persistently dangerous. In what is likely to be a sweet vindication for Harry and Meghan, a senior officer at the NYPD has said the city not only holds enough evidence to arrest two people for reckless endangerment, but has also upgraded its security protocol for visits by Prince Harry and Meghan following the incident last May. Now, according to the article, the Manhattan District Attorney was also bumped with this recheck. That's Alvin Bragg, the one who vowed to never report illegals charged with crimes to ICE. So you already know the chap is eccentric, to say the least. But my question is, are we really talking about a non-existent car chase that didn't happen almost a year ago? Is that a thing? I'm pretty sure New Yorkers have more pressing problems right now than to come up with a justification of how in the world a car chase can take place in Manhattan. I'm genuinely curious. And there's enough proof to say that these people are just stretching the truth. Diagrams that were studied countless times show that the so-called car chase was roughly a couple city blocks, and the taxi driver himself said that it hadn't been a great deal. I would like to see what is the new proof that NYPD claims about this, because 1 year ago, even a paparazzi photographer involved in the near catastrophic car chase told Good Morning Britain that it was the sausages drivers who made it dangerous, and it was basically a stop-start, and there's no other way this would have gone. And about these two individuals that NYPD claims are going to be arrested, are they even real? Are they in the room with us right now? The real deal is that Harry is doing all this because he wants not only the free security in the UK, but he wants it everywhere in the world. He's hell-bent claiming that he's such an important person, but he goes out without security whenever he wants and at the same time brings security when it's obviously not needed. It's important to remember that in the Sandringham Agreement, the Queen had stated that Harry and his family should continue to require effective security to protect them. Nobody in the royal family denied them security. It was Ravek, the ones in charge of that call. I remember one video that I did about how Harry always implied that the Queen not only had removed their security, as they said in the Oprah interview themselves with their own mouths, but that it would have been just a snap of the fingers from Queen Elizabeth and they would get their security back. And that was misleading and evil. He has been the most pathetic man in using his grandmother to inspire pity and play the victim. It is just gross. And for his claims of security, he had to use his mother's name again. The claimant asked who would be willing to put him and his family in a position of extreme vulnerability and risk, a position that no one was willing to put my mother in 23 years ago. And yet today, with greater risk, as mentioned above, with the additional layers of racism and extremism, someone is comfortable taking accountability for what could happen. This is disgusting. The funny thing is that he now has to pay the price since he lost. So more bleeding from the Montecito coffins and no new contract inside. That must be really stressful. And that must be the reason why he looks like that or like this in his latest video for the Well Child Awards. I could make fun of Harry in 1,000 ways and none of them will make justice to how low he has gone. I'm sure William doesn't really think about him, but when he does, he must feel pity. Or maybe not even that. I want to think that William is way past the angry phase because this is generally a reason to be angry. But as Meg's Roger Todger says, we now know why she was smirking the whole time. This was a stunt to use as proof that Harry needed taxpayer-funded security in the UK. Today is a great day for both the UK taxpayer and the truth. This has always been like this, a half-baked plan. And one of the world's most famous ghostwriters, Joshua Lisek, has a word or two about Harry's memoirs. Not fact-checked, ghostwriter Joshua Lisek says Prince Harry's best-selling memoir, Spare, may not be true. Well, that's not exactly news, but this is interesting. Although the likelihood of Harry possibly being deported is slim, famed ghostwriter Joshua Lisek believes the Duke could be protected if he admits parts of the memoir are not true. In the case of Prince Harry's visa, the government's position is that they don't accept every word of his memoir to be true, so they aren't going to use it against him, he told Sky News. So basically, if Harry just says publicly that some parts of his memoir simply did not happen, and then the case could be dismissed. But the problem is that he said it himself during interviews. His substance abuse helped him cope. But Rogues, I would love to know what do you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. And remember, much love and bliss.